Hello, second graders. I hope you are having a fabulous day. We are going to start today's lesson with some number talks. I'm going to hold up a card and I'll show you an example, and you are going to tell me the number. So some of the cards are going to look like this. They're going to tell you the amount of tens and the amount of ones. So 5 tens, 7 ones, you would tell me that number is 57 because 5 tens is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And then just your 7 ones is 7. So you would tell me 57. Then some cards are going to look like this with the pictorial model. I'm going to hold that up. You would tell me, okay, that's 3 tens. So 10, 20, 30 plus your ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 35. All right, here we go. Eight tens, 5 ones. Good, 85. 6 tens, 0 ones. Good, 60. Now be careful with this one because they have the ones first. 4 ones and 3 tens. So you always want to do your tens first. Good, 34. 7 tens, 3 ones. Good, 73. We'll do 2 more. Be careful, 3 ones, 9 tens. Good, do the tens first, 93. And be careful, 6 ones, 6 tens. Good, 66. We'll do some more practice with that throughout the week with our number talks. I'm going to give you a problem-solving problem, and then I'm going to ask that you pause this video so you can solve it. And then when you're done, you can replay, and I will give you the answer. So I'm going to turn my screen around and read you the problem. Draw a model to represent the number 752. You may use manipulatives. I'm not sure if you guys have the actual like hundreds, tens, and ones blocks. But remember, we draw our hundreds with the big squares. We draw our tens with just straight lines, and you can draw your ones with either like small squares or small circles. And then make sure you can explain your thinking. Show me how you drew your picture. So go ahead and pause this and work out the problem, and then join me back here. Okay, hopefully you had time to work out that problem. So what we were representing, a picture is the pictorial model. So yours should look like this. The number 752, I start in my hundreds place. I have 7, which the value of that is 700. So I drew 7 big squares. Then our 5 represents tens. So I drew 5 lines here, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Plus my 2, that represents 752. And again, when you explain your thinking, you might want to say, I started in the 100 spot. I knew 7 was in the 100 spot, so its value is 700. That's why you have to draw 7 of these. Okay? This does not represent 5. It represents 50. Tens are worth 10. And then just your 2 single digits there, 2. Very good. Now, today's lesson is about taking those numbers we've learned and putting them in order from least to greatest. So I'm going to show you my chart here with some examples, and then you have an activity to complete after. So it's very important when you're ordering numbers to look at place value. So you are going to want to start, if your numbers are in the hundreds, you want to look at the hundreds place first and see which number is the highest in the hundreds spot, and then move on to the tens, and then move on to the ones. So I'm going to show you a couple examples that I made. Okay, now I have the numbers 741, 432, and 819. And I have the hundreds place underlined because that's where you're going to want to start. I know if it's 7 here, that number's in the 700s. I have the 4 underlined here, that number's in the 400s. And this one, the 8 is in the hundreds. So just by looking, I could even cover up my 10s and my 1s, and just by looking at the 100 spots, I can already know that 8 is bigger than 7, 7 is bigger than 4. So if I were putting these in order from least to greatest, 432 would come first, then 741, and then 819. I didn't even have to look at any of the other places because the 100 spot, they were all different. Now, my other example, what happens when in the 100 spot, all the numbers are the same? So if you look, all of these numbers are in the hundreds. So I would have to move to my 10 spot and look at, that's 145, 178, 123. So I could even cover this up, and I know that 45 is less than 78, and 45, though, is greater than 23. So if you get confused because all of your digits, or all of your numbers, they start with the same digit, just go to the next spot. So 123 would come first, then 145, and then 178. My last example, I have these 3 numbers. Now, one of them is in the 500s, 526, but if I look at my next 2, I have 267 and 261. So I would have to go to my 1 spot, since they both are in the 200s and the 60s, to see which one is the least. So I know 1 is a smaller number than 7, so 261 would have to come first, then 267, and then 526. So go ahead and complete the next activity, and we'll be back tomorrow to do some more practice. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.